Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is David Hodge. I'm an active NGO warrior, representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals. This is wartime. Today my topic is going to be about Sunnism. Sunnism isn't Islam. But before I start, I'd like to remind my people about the Holocaust. Alright, the Holocaust. This is our true experience here in America, but they whitewash it as slavery, which we know slavery to not be the full experience that we went through. It was just 1%. It was just the economic side, which was maximum profit, minimum overhead. It was agriculture slavery. And now they've moved into industrial slavery, which everyone is suffering from. So that's why it's not a good definition or a good expression of our experience, because nowhere in the definition does it express or say what our true experience was, which was genocide, murder, and rape. So if you read the definition of slavery, it'll tell you that slavery is the state of being a slave. It'll say the practice or system of owning slaves, a condition compared to that of a slave in respect of exhausting labor or restricted freedom, a condition in which one human being was owned by another. A slave was considered by law as property or chattel and was deprived of most of the rights ordinarily held by free persons. And you can go deeper into similar words that express the meaning of slavery. Is say bondage, enslavement, servitude, subjection, thrall, yoke, captivity, bonds, chains, feeders, shackles, lack of freedom, lack of liberty. It keeps going on and on, but nowhere in that definition does it express what my people went through. Well, what the black man and woman of America went through for 466 years. That's why nobody reacts, or nobody it's not a concern, or nobody understands what we talking about, or why are you crying? Everybody's going through slavery. Yes, we have moved from agriculture slavery to industrial slavery, which are the warehouses in these corporations, in which is the industry field that everyone is working in today. If you are working at Walmart's, Kmart's, or Price Chopper, JC Penney's, or you working at any of these strip malls, you work for any of these Burger Kings, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Sonics, yes, you are indeed a victim of industrial slavery. Yes, everyone's going through that. Exactly what I explained. Maximum profit, minimum overhead, meaning that you are getting paid an amount you're getting paid less than what you've worked for. So you're not getting paid your worth. So you're exhausting yourself more than the amount that you're receiving for the amount of energy you're exerting. They don't match, so you're exhausting, and you're putting yourself at a deprivation to work at these places, meaning you're going backwards in life, meaning that you're living check to check, and these checks aren't sustainable to maintain your living. You know what I'm saying? To the maintain of lifestyle, that's sustainable. Like, you can't become wealthy, or you can't maintain, or you're gonna always struggle, is what I'm trying to explain here. So you have to understand, you're working hard. You're putting in 1,000 calories a week to make their business bloom, to make their business thrive, for their families, and they're paying you 200 calories a week. You see, you're putting out 1,000 calories a week, and they're paying you 200 calories a week. You can see the big difference there. That means that's man ager. That means man is aging you due to you over him overworking you and underpaying you. They don't equal. You can see there's a big deficiency, a big difference in the number. So you can't understand that they've given you money, which money is an illusion. So it's an illusion. They've given it to you as an illusion of energy. So you're working hard, not paying attention to how much energy you're giving them. You're focused on the money, and the money is an illusion. So you're not paying attention that you're destroying yourself. So that's exactly what's taking place, just like they did during the time of the Holocaust, when they used to feed us pig intestines in troughs without utensils or any spoons or forks or anything. They would cut every inch of the hog up, and they would savor or save the best pieces for themselves, even though there is no best piece of the pig, because we know it's the filthiest animal on the planet. But to them, in their mind, they're wicked and evil. So that's beautiful. The pig is beautiful for them. So either way it went, I'd rather had ate the pieces that they was eating on instead of the intestines with the shit inside of it. So that's what they're doing today. They're taking they're getting all the good pieces for themselves and giving you the stuff they used to throw away. Instead of throwing it away, now they're giving it to you. You see, now they're giving it to you because they need to give you something to sustain their business. They have to give you something to get you to work. They have to give you something in order to keep you at the job. So that's what's taking place today, and a lot of people misunderstand that with our experience. That was just 1% of our experience. That doesn't cover the physical treatment of my people that's spoken about in the Abrahamic covenant, when it says that we will serve and be afflicted by these people. That's why it brings up a part 2. It says affliction or horror or torment in certain translations. That, or if slavery covered the full expression of what my people went through, there would be no need for them to put the part 2. They could leave the affliction out, and slavery would be sufficient, but it's not. So that's what I'm trying to get my people to understand here. We went through horror. We went through torment. Our people were murdered, raped, we oppressed, deceived. We were abused. We were beaten, whipped, stripped of all knowledge. We were exploited, experimented on without anesthesia. We were sodomized, castrated, dismembered. We were disemboweled, dismantled. We were hung, starved, cut open, peeled alive, gutted, cooked alive, burnt alive. We were made unrecognizable to our families or anybody else on the plantation who knew of us. They fed our babies to gators. They used our skin and hair to make puppets and material objects. That's just some of what they've done, what they did to us. There's so much more that these sick individuals did to us, my people. It gets worse than that. I can't explain it to you in just plain words, or I can't express it to you because I don't have the mindset of a monster to break it down in the form to give it to you in a vivid detail. And I cannot express or make you smell something in your mind. I can't make you smell burning bodies. I can't make you smell or feel what I'm trying to make you understand, because you almost have to be there, or you almost have to experience it full on. You almost have to be in a virtual reality or something, because that's what they've done to us. They've disconnected us from the trauma that they've inflicted on our ancestors, and they've made you forget that they're still inflicting harm on you today. You are just suppressing your feelings and your emotions about it, and you're trying to move forward and move in their society and level up in their societies and get in where you fit in, because you look at it as, well, I don't have any other option, which is true, because you don't have a second option. It was never available for you. So the only option you had was the American dream. The American dream was your only option, so you bought into it. You thought that your ancestors would be proud of you to be able to do all these things and be a part of these societies and these communities and these programs and all these foolish things that you lack the knowledge of. Your ancestors would not be proud. You're mixing your ancestors up with the demon's ancestors, the half devil, half man, the ones that's a product from rape during the time of the Holocaust, from the Caucasian man raping our black women and him producing his seed from our women. You're thinking about their ancestors because they have the same mind as these sick, twisted, wicked devils, and they're trying to persuade you and manipulate you to continue pushing Master's vision, which is 100% against you, but you don't know that. So that's why you're pushing his vision, because a people without a vision will perish, and you don't know that you have a second option. But you do, brothers and sisters. You have a second option, which is to go home, which is the Abrahamic covenant, which is the 400 years of horror and servitude of this foreign land that we're in, called America, the sick corporation of pedophiles, rapists, and slave owners. And they want you to be proud of these sick individuals, but they got you, they got you thinking this place is great and it's the best place on earth. This is the worst part of the planet Earth, and this is exactly where we wanted them at. So they got you thinking that you're inferior, people. They got you believing that you dumb Negroes, and they got you programmed. That's what the process was when we got here. It took 64 years. They brought us here in 1555, and it took them 64 years to program us and to program the first Negro, which was Negro bots. They programmed us into Negro bots, stripping us of everything. They took everything from us, brothers and sisters. They stripped us of all knowledge and gave us Christianity to disconnect us from reality and disconnect us from consequence, which is true reality, which is the only reality. There's only one reality, and that's mathematics, and mathematics is consequence. They took you off consequence and gave you Jesus Christ, some Caucasian man with blue eyes that bled for you so you can be forgiven for all your sins, which is horseshit. That's not how that works. He doesn't exempt you from consequence, because you're suffering from consequence every day. You're suffering because unknowingly, unconsciously, you're suffering due to the lack of knowledge. You don't know that our reality is consequence. You reap what you sow. Every action has an opposite or equal reaction. Every action has a reaction. Every action equals consequence. That's our reality, and no one is exempt from it, but they sold you the lie to make you, to basically paralyze you and put you in self-destruct mode so you can kill yourself, and they no longer have to do it. So that's what's taking place today, brothers and sisters. And these people are sick, and these people are beasts. These people are monsters. These people want you to cry and boo-hoo about stuff that's going on for them and what happens to their societies, but they don't never boo-hoo or cry for anything that we've went through and what we continue to go through. These people, they didn't tell you about the children during the Holocaust, did they? They never paint the picture that they terrorized and tormented the children, did they? They'll never tell you about that part. Why? Why wouldn't they? Why would they? Because everybody knows that's setting themselves up for failure. Because even the cruelest person would think that you're a monster if they talk about the children. If you say, "Oh, you did that to the children," Even the foulest person on earth would find that person worse than them. So they know not to put the children in the limelight. They know not to publicize about the children, but they terrorized us from the womb. Do you not understand that we were children? How do you think you get more slaves? You have to produce them from the womb. They terrorized us as children from the grave. They never let up on us. It was torment. It was misery. 24/7, 365. Relentless torment. These people never let up on us. They never intended on us thriving or being anything here. These people had the plan to kill us since the beginning. They only needed our creativity, and if they could have figured out how to get the smartest bunch of us all together and eliminate the rest so they can milk the brain of our creativity, they just needed our creativity so they can bring in their own reality, which is a mechanical vision, so they can escape judgment and be immortal like us, because they are just mortal beings who has a term, and their term is up. The 6,000 year period that we created them for is up, and now their time is over with. And they're trying to escape judgment. They're trying to reach out from their graves and take us with them, because they know that we're destined for greatness. And they don't want us to have nothing. We didn't have nothing during the time of the Holocaust. So imagine that now. We're due for our reward for the 400 years of horror and servitude. Then we completed the mission, and now they're on their way out when the envier becomes envious, and he finds out that we getting the best part of the planet Earth, and we about to restore the planet, and we about to live for trillions upon trillions of years in gardens wide as as wide as the heavens and the earth, and we're about to be living in complete bliss, something that you can't even fathom. You can't even imagine it. It's something so much greater than here. These people don't want you to have anything. You had nothing during the time of the Holocaust, and they find out now that you're getting a reward. They're getting nothing but death. They get nothing. And now they don't want you to have anything. They didn't want you to have nothing when you didn't have nothing. So now they're about to have nothing, and we're about to have everything. That's going to cause them to kill us. That's going to cause them to want to. They're going to try to kill us, take us out of existence. They're going to try to wipe us out. They're not going to be playing with us. They didn't play with us during the time at the beginning of the Holocaust. And now their life's on the line. They're definitely not going to be playing with us, brothers and sisters. So I need you to recognize and understand that these people are your enemy. These people in your communities are your enemies. These devil, Caucasian, blue-eyed devils are your enemies. They're black-skinned, Caucasian kids are your enemies. They look like us, act like us, talk like us, walk like us, but they're not us. These celebrities, entertainers, these people in the public's eye, these people, they're house Negroes. They are the house Negroes, they are the advanced house Negroes. We always wanted to, we seen them. They was doing better than us, living better than us, wearing clothes better than us, eating better food than us. That's exactly what's taking place today, brothers and sisters. We're still in that same position. We don't have anything. We don't have nothing. And they got everything. And we trying to figure out how the hell we get in Master's house. You never invited to Master's house because you don't have the same mindset as Master. His mindset is your destruction, and our mindset is his. And that's the new reality that's coming in. That's the will of Allah, the Abrahamic covenant, and there's nothing they can do to stop it, and that's their destruction. So I'm going to go ahead and start today, brothers and sisters. All right. So my topic today is Sunnism isn't Islam. Okay. All right. So well, most people, they mix Sunnism up with Islam, but I'm here to break that down today. So you have to understand that the Sunnis don't believe in mathematics, which is our very existence, which nothing in the universe happens without it. Mathematics is force, which is also pressure. But pressure is force spread out. So you have force. Force is like I give you an example, like a vest. So if a bullet penetrates the vest, the bullet is force, but the vest turned it into pressure. You see what I'm saying? So the bullet is one direct force. It hits. Without the vest, it just it'll rip right through you. It'll hit you and impact you right in that area that it hit you in. But what happens when you put a vest on? That same bullet now it spreads throughout the vest, turning that force into pressure, meaning that it spreads throughout. It turned that force and it rolled it. You know what I'm saying? It spreaded it out. Is what I'm trying to explain. So, but anyway, nothing happens without pressure, which is thought, and thought is pressure. So they don't believe that they have any power to control their reality or the consequences that they receive daily for their actions, which is action equals reaction. For every action, there is a consequence, good or bad. They give all their powers and they give all their power and prayers to a mystery God that doesn't exist. They believe that Allah is in total control and they have no say so. That nothing happens without the will of Allah. Well, that's a clear indication that they are a bunch of idiots who don't believe in Allah, because Allah is mathematics and mathematics is Islam, vice versa. Therefore, they are a direct enemy against Islam and do not believe in a lick of it. So why would Farrakhan want you to be friends with these clowns who don't believe that we are the inheritors of the promised land, which they are? Well, they're not directly sitting on it, but they're betraying to be us in the situation of trying to claim to be us. So they're sitting on they're just in the Middle East claiming to be us, but betray us in the situation we are currently in. They betrayed us, and this is, well, America betrayed us. Well, they did betray us, is what I'm saying. I'm you know what? I apologize. I'm thinking about false Israel. We focus on we focus on Ishmael, the Sunnis. So yes, he did indeed betray us. He's the one that put us in the situation that we are currently in today, and he's sitting on our land. They were the ones who cut down the tree of life, which is us, the black man and woman of America, and handed us right over to the enemy, these wicked Caucasian devils. Our own brother Ishmael, our half brother, on the paternal side, he betrayed Isaac's descendants, which is us, the seed of Abraham, by Abraham's wife Sarah, who was blessed with the inheritance, who was the blessed one, who was the blessed wife, or the person that he implanted his seed in to give his inheritance. So we were the inheritors, you see, and our big brother was envious of that. He was jealous of us being the chosen one. He thought since he was the firstborn son that he should have been the one to inherit the throne in the promised land, but he wasn't, and there was a reason behind the decision that was made in choosing us, which one has to do with Ishmael. Which one of the reasons has to do with Ishmael and the Sunnis. Sunni's mother, she was an Egyptian maid, meaning she was a Caucasian. She was of Caucasian descent. That her bloodline was Caucasian. That she was a devil. So that would disqualify him because we have different minds. We are spatial gods, and they are analytical gods, which is why they could not understand the unsealed Bible, and they follow outdated knowledge from the Quran that has not given them any success in the last 500 years and counting. So, however, the will of Allah was in our favor because we were the only ones who could defeat the beast and all his allies during this time of unprecedented trouble. And no other nation besides us were qualified to complete this task because we are the only gods. We are the only gods with the unique spatial mind, which is the most creative mind ever to exist. So it was no one in their tribe or their nation or of their technical field could break these seals that needed to be broken during this time. Only someone from our tribe, only that one from our tribe, only the 25th scientist, and the 25th scientist was from our tribe. But the 24th scientist, which is Master Prophet Muhammad, is actually we all from the same tribe. But what I'm saying is he's the Master Prophet Muhammad, right here, Master Prophet Muhammad, which is the God of our time. He is an analytical God, just like Ishmael and them. They are fraternal. They are black on the fraternal side, and their mother is Caucasian. Yeah, on the maternal side, they're Caucasian, which makes them half original. So what I'm saying is only one from our tribe, only one from where we are, one from America, only the spatial God, only one could break the 7 seals. So not analytical doesn't have the ability to, they don't have the spatial creativity like we do, is what I'm explaining. So only one, which that one was Master Suleiman. He was the only one that could break these 7 seals. He was the only one that was like the beast, that could wage war with the beast and could defeat the beast and expose the demons and separate the wheat from the chaff and purify the gold and the silver, which is the true seed of Abraham and the Levites. He was the only one be able to do this during this time. He was the only scientist that could make other people into prophets and prophetess. He was the only one that had the mind to do it. So that's what I'm trying to explain. They didn't have that spatial mind, which is the most creative mind ever to exist. We have 90% creative ability and 10% of technical ability to get things done, and not only just think on it, but actually act on it, because nothing happens unless you make it happen. That's our creation. But also we have the technical side for communication purposes when interacting with other people or our African brothers who have a different mind than we do, which is a whole nother topic. However, so we can understand and work with one another to accomplish what needs to be done. So this is what the Quran speaks about when it says the be and it is. We are the be who tells them what's it going to be, and they are the is who brings what we think into existence. That's harmony and peace. That's the harmony and peace of our creation. It's a beautiful process in a relationship that Ishmael wants to get in the way of, but could have been a part of it. But he was the one who, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that refused the offer. He was the one that didn't want to. He was Iblis, who didn't want to submit to the will of Allah. He wanted to go against because he thought he was better than everybody. So instead he wanted to be the big kahuna, the big man, and steal the show, even though he doesn't have the mind or the capability to do the job. So he did exactly what any jealous hater would do, which is turn on us and pray for our destruction, so he could inherit the kingdom. Well, good thing prayers don't work. So that's not gonna happen. If prayers did work, everybody would wish us gone, because everybody wants to be us except us. That's because we were stripped of all knowledge and don't understand that we are the true inheritors of the kingdom, and everyone wants our birthright. Everyone wants to be in control, which is not going to happen. We will be victorious in securing our position again, in restoring the planet, in setting things back in order, putting the world back on the mathematical standard. And anyone who doesn't believe or don't want to cooperate with the standard is against the will of Allah and is not a true believer of Islam and will be destroyed. We will return back to righteousness, which is discipline, living an Islamic lifestyle. And if you don't like that, then you don't want to make it to the new reality, which means you are choosing death over your very existence, which would not be wise. If you're a devil or a demon, you can't come even if you wanted to come to the promised land. Our new reality has a great deal of high pressure that low pressure individuals cannot survive in, because higher pressure eliminates low pressure. So that's a big deal, brothers and sisters. You have to understand that you've been programmed, you've been dumbed down, you're functioning on a low frequency, which is low pressure. The devil's mind and his reality is low pressure. His low pressure, which means that you need to upload the NGL and get a hold of this higher pressure, which is the NGL is the highest pressure created during this time of unprecedented trouble. And our reality is going to, as time goes on, it's going to only increase higher and higher. So you, in order to make it to the new reality, you need to get a hold of this high pressure, or else you'll be crushed. Is what I'm trying to explain to you. But you have the mind. You have the mind to do it. So it's no big deal. It's just the people who don't. They're going to be the ones in trouble. So our new reality has has a lot of high pressure. I mean, the highest pressure in the universe at this point. So in low pressure individuals, they won't be able to survive in it, because higher pressure eliminates lower pressure. So this is the deal. You either transfer into a diamond or you become dust. So the devils and demons have weak minds, and they don't have the ability to withstand the pressure that's coming. So however, that's just what it is. So I'm gonna focus back on the Sunni. So back to Ishmael. So the Sunnis, who are not even Muslims and did not even believe in the God of our time, which is Master Farad, they don't even believe in the God of our time, which is Master Farad Muhammad, and they believe that Muhammad was the last prophet. In order to be a Muslim, you must be in sync with time, and you must submit entirely to the will of Allah, which they never did from the jump. They were like I explained, they were the angels, Iblis, who didn't submit to Adam, which were the devils, when we granted them rule over all the nations for the time of deprivation until it was up, which is now. They never did and didn't move forward in time, making them time anchors. And the jinn, which is someone or people who resisted change. When change came about, they decided to resist it and they didn't change. That's what repent means. Repent means to turn from or to change. They decided to be the jinn. They resisted it. So they thought that they were better than everyone and didn't have faith in Allah, which was our plan, the best plan. Therefore, they are not true Muslims. They are not in total submission with Allah or his will, which is us inheriting Arabia, the best part of the planet Earth. That they wanted it for themselves and want us completely out of the picture, which is not going to happen. But that's what they want. The exact opposite is going to happen. And we will fulfill prophecy, which is the Abrahamic covenant, our promise made to us for all we've suffered and endured here in America, in the land of horror, in the land of horror during the Holocaust that they allowed to happen to us, when they were the gatekeepers who could have protected us from being stolen, but instead they led our open enemies right to us and handed us right over because of their hate, jealousy, and envy. So They are not Muslims. They are traitors. They don't believe in God and call him a fraud and his messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, a liar. So again, why would Farrakhan be teaching you Sunnism, which is the golden calf, which is not Islam, and have you worshiping mystery gods and clearly going against the messenger's teachings and the will of Allah? So this doesn't make any sense, right? It's because Louis Farrakhan, Legion, Louis Eugene, hold on. It's because he's Legion. He's a demon. Louis Eugene grounds of the NOI backwards. He turned the NOI backwards. And why did he do it? It's because he was the son of a devil by the name of Percival Clark, which would make him a demon, a half man, half devil, with the same wicked mind and intentions as his devil ancestors, which is our destruction, Master's vision, the American dream, which is a dead end vision for us. He's in cahoots with all our enemies, and it is more than obvious to see. Even a blind man can see that this man is against us. Plus, all the proof is there. We have all the information and details from the unsealed Bible, the Injil, to prove who he is, and everything in Scripture that he's included in, or everything in there that he's included in or talked about. There's nothing good about it. Nothing in there is talking good about him. It's always something bad, and he's not doing anything good in these scriptures. So we can prove it, nothing. That's why, we can prove what we saying, but he can't. So what can he prove? That's what I'm trying to say. What can he prove? What does he have to prove? He can't prove anything. That's why he hasn't produced anything. That's why he tore down the nation. That's because he was a demon. That's because he was against the teachings of the messenger. That's because his ways were contrary, which means different from ours. He built nothing. There's nothing. All the things that the messenger built, he tore it down. They're not operating. He hasn't fixed them. Why would he fix something he tore down? Because he has a different agenda. So what can he prove? Nothing. That's why he has everyone in the nation praying to mystery gods and teaching them Scientology and self-healing, while he's sleeping and praying with all our enemies. He's teaching you garbage, pure horse shit. We don't pray to mystery gods. If we gods, why are we praying to another god? What are we praying for another god for? If we praying to another god, then that means we're not the gods. Don't you get it? He's disconnecting us from our creation, giving us firm resolutions with evil suggestions. He's giving us firm resolutions with evil suggestions, telling you that our God, Master Prophet Muhammad, prays to mystery gods, and we gonna inherit America, the land of our imprisonment, and we gonna get some 6 states in reparations, which would totally cancel out our contract, the Abrahamic covenant, which he is totally against, and so are the Sunnis. So Sunnism isn't Islam. Sunnis don't believe in mathematics. They don't believe every action has an opposite equal reaction. They believe in mysteries and spookism. That nothing happens without the will of Allah, which is not true. If that's the case, then all praises should be due to Allah when they receive a mathematical cruise missile right up their ass. So make that make sense. It doesn't. Sunnism doesn't have any logic or reasoning. It doesn't make any sense. They don't understand mathematics, and Sunnism is clear evidence of that. Therefore, they are fake Muslims pretending to be Islamic. There's nothing mathematical about Sunnism. Besides, I barely even want to give them credit about that. Besides their 5 prayers, which is true prayer, which it is true prayer. Them reciting the Quran, they don't understand it though. They don't understand the mathematics of it and how it works. They just know to do it, but they don't understand the purpose and the benefit of it. So however, their method is not recommended and is outdated way back in Prophet Muhammad's time. So you don't have to do all that bending over on with all that bending over with prayer beads and prayer rugs and jumping up and down and praying with pets to recite the Quran. Just read, just take the Qurans, take the recommended version. There's a recommended version for the black man and woman of America, which I can leave below for you if you need it. So you take the Qurans, you just read whatever you can pronounce and find comfortable in any chapter of the Quran for an hour minimum or more if you can handle it. So you want to read it in a voice that is not too loud or not a voice that's too low. So you want to be just right. You want to be comfortable and find that setting. So you want to find a good consistency. So read it slowly and pronounce each syllable. So you want to take your time. You want to just say what you're going to say. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. So you want to just try to, you can slow it down more than that. You just find your pace. So it's not a race. So just take your time. It's designed to firm your heart. It gets out the emotional damage, dents, and trauma you suffered over time, and also elevates you to a state of glory, of protecting you from evil, while giving you a firm, fearless heart over time. If you incorporate it in your daily life, if you do it every day of your life, this is what's going to help firm your heart. So it also gives you the ability to decipher and distinguish people's thoughts from yours, so you won't be a victim of other people's thoughts, which is weakening your heart because you're picking up on low vibrations, low pressure thoughts that are not mathematical, and your heart is ever being weak due to all these interactions, these collisions with these weak-minded people that are totally wicked and evil. So I must remind you that you are the creator of your condition. You are the one that has the physical. You are the one that has to physically make things happen. Thought is pressure. From a thought, next is action. Your mind tells your limbs to move, not some mystery hocus pocus magic mystery god. You are in control of your reality. You are building the stair steps to your future. The outcome of your reality is based on your mind, which is the knowledge and wisdom you have in the vision, in the vision you cherish. Your reality is what you make of it, and is based on every decision you make, good or bad. You have the power to be great. You have the power of greatness. You righteous and holiness. You have the power of discipline. That's the biblical term of righteousness. So having thorough knowledge of self and how your creation works, which is mathematics, you have the ability to achieve your right mind by using the Injil, the unsealed Bible, which will make you into a spatial God that you truly are. And you will have full control of your life in your reality, and you have the decision to be a believer or a disbeliever. That's totally up to you. To go home or stay behind and be destroyed with the enemy. To live in the garden that's wider than the heavens and the earth in complete bliss, only getting greater as we continue to create time from trillions upon trillions of years to come. So, black man and woman of America, our vision, our true vision is the Abraham covenant, the promise that was made to us, and the promise to be fulfilled. You'll be a fool to stay here in the land of your torment and misery. But however, that choice is yours. But I'm getting out of here, with or without you. I would rather it be with you, brothers and sisters. But that's not up to me. That's not up to me, brothers and sisters. That has to be totally up to you. So you have to make a decision based off the knowledge that you're receiving, based off what's taking place today in today's world, the evidence that we're living out the Bible, that the Bible is not past tense, it's future tense, and we're living out the Bible. That you read Genesis chapter 15, verse 13 through 16, read the covenant, and then followed up with Exodus, which means to exit, which means we're getting out of here. So you just, you know what I'm saying, you apply all this evidence to your daily life, and you see what's going on around you. You see all these things adding up. You see these things taking place in the world. You see this corruption, and you see this confusion. You see all these things that were said to happen, and start connecting these dots, brothers and sisters. Start waking your minds up and start waking up other people around you. Spread this message, even if you don't believe in it, brothers and sisters. You might influence somebody else. You might save somebody else's lives, because you have to understand that you understanding this message, or you might not understand that you're affecting other people by not spreading this message and telling them and telling another person. So you might uplift another person. So you did a good deed there. So don't block the message. Just send it. Just send it, even if you don't believe in what I'm saying. Just maybe somebody else might, or they might be able to influence you that what you sent was true. So the decision is yours, brothers and sisters. I wouldn't want to stay here. We got a reward much greater. We leaving out. We are the wealth of America. You think America great because you're living. You see the mind that you made this reality gold. And they turn it, you see the shit that you see in it is from them. So imagine all the gold that you see. Imagine all the lovely things that you see. Those lovely things and inventions and ideas came out of our minds. It was our creativity. We mended the beast's heart, meaning that we made them, you know what I'm saying? We gave them peace. We were the punching bags for the whole entire planet to basically lower the friction that they had going on around the universe, around the world, around the globe. We lessened the torment of everyone else from being here. But everything that you see here that you think they created, no, we created it. They know it came out the mind of us. They just inherited it. They patented and discredited us and told you that you were nothing but worthless niggas that didn't do anything. But why would they hold up a bunch of people who was worthless and dumb? Make that make any logical sense? Give me a reason why anybody would go hoard up something that's worthless. It's because it's the exact opposite, brothers and sisters. You are the gold. You are the great substance. You are the wealth of America. And when we leave, when we depart here, this shithole is going to collapse and be just like it was in Europe before they came flooding here, trying to get out of that shithole they was in. It was impoverished and disease, and it was illnesses, and it was nothing but shit, because that's all they can produce, brothers and sisters. And that's the symbiotic relationship that we have here. We are producing the gold, and they are producing the shit. It's recycled. So we keep giving them the gold, and they keep giving us the shit to turn into gold, and they know it and we know it. So that's why they won't let. Well, y'all don't know it yet, but y'all about to find out. But they know it, and that's why they won't let us free. That's why they won't let us go. Or so why would it be? What's the big problem with letting a bunch of worthless people go? Because they know that them people ain't worthless. They know that we are what made America great, even though America ain't great. Everything great came out of it, and it's not coming out of anywhere else around the world. All the biggest and best inventions or things that's come out of the world has come out of America. It's because we're here. That's what it meant by the scriptures. America, it said Mary was blessed with the Holy Spirit. Mary was America, which is Mary, was blessed with us, the Holy Spirit, which is mathematics. We came with mathematics. We were mathematical beings. They inherited, like I said, we mended the beast's heart. So that means we're interacting with these people. These people are exchanging energy from us. That's why we civilized them. They didn't civilize us. We gave them mathematics. We gave them the best creations. We gave them things in order to sustain their lives, we gave them life. We made these people. We created these people for the time of deprivation. And we did nothing. We had nothing but great intentions for them. They didn't have to treat us the way they treated us. They didn't have to do all these things that they did to us. We were fine with being enslaved or being slaves or being servants. They wouldn't even been. Their punishment wouldn't even have been as severe, or probably wouldn't even have been a punishment. We could have just, you know what I'm saying, we could have just did a smooth transition, you know what I'm saying, or we probably could have refined them, or, you know. But we know in the student handbook and the lessons that you can't refine the devil, but that's because of the decision they made to go against us. We can't waste time trying to refine them. It'll take another 600 years, and we don't have another 600 years because they're trying to destroy us, brothers and sisters. But these people didn't have to do us like they did us. We were fine with being their servants or whatever the case may be, but they exceeded the limits of Allah. They exceeded the limits when they started putting their hands on us, and they started putting their hands on our women, and they started raping us, and they started sodomizing us and castrating us and molesting us in front of our families, and they started molesting our children, and they started killing us. And that's when they pushed it. That's when they went. They were told not to eat from that. They were told not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which you don't understand as angel language. For the demons in us, the original people, the demons and the saints, they were told not to eat from the tree. When you eat something, it means that when you eat something, it's gone, right? When something gone, it means it's done, it's dead, it's gone. You killed it. So when you eat something, you're taking it out of existence. They were told not to eat from that tree. They were told not to do it. There are, it was a serpent that told them. And that's angel language. So that was our own brothers that, again, we keep getting betrayed by our brothers, man. And the scripture's so clear. So we keep getting betrayed by all our people because our people want the inheritance too. Everybody want to be the true seed of Abraham but us. Everybody understand the power it holds. Everybody want to be on the throne of power. Everybody want to be the God. Everybody want to be the ones. But we the ones. We was the strongest tribe to endure this process. Nobody thought we'd make it out alive. Nobody came over here trying to help us. Nobody came over here saying, boo-hoo, what's going on to these black people? They going to other countries. These demons who are in the public's eye, like Oprah Winfrey and these Denzel Washingtons and these other celebrities and all these artists, they all go out of the country and help our other African brothers who are not at deprivation like us and didn't go through torment and horror in a foreign land. And if they did, it wasn't as bad as ours, and they went through it, and they own people did that to them. So that ain't got nothing to do with us. But you going all the way out your way to go help these people, and it's people in your own country that need help. What about the poor blacks and the poor black women and men here? They don't give a damn about us, and they never have. So we won't have any mercy at this time of judgment and the wrath that we have vengeance. It's going to be complete vengeance. It is what it is. So what was done to us will be done to them. Everybody's getting a double scoop of what is due to them due to our treatment in the collaborations or the cooperations or the associations. So we putting the end to it. That's what we here for. I'm here because I am a direct link to their actions and their crimes. They created me. I'm standing here with my fellow angel warriors and Master Suleiman because I am the definition of consequence. I came to balance the slate. In order to balance the slate, if it say 8 plus 2 equals 4, we know that that's not true. That's not true. 10 don't equal 4. So I'm the plus 6 to come balance the slate. I'm here to give justice. I'm here to make the equation complete. I am a result of their actions and their deeds and their evil deeds. And I'm here to correct that slate, which is to eliminate them, to give them the full judgment. Nothing less. Like I said, it's going to be a double chastisement. So I'm here to fulfill prophecy, which is the Abrahamic covenant, which is our promise, which is which is meaning we're going home, black man and woman of America. We're not staying here as prisoners anymore. We have a second option, and that second option is to go home, or you'll be subjected to the same punishment as the enemy. Because if you can't identify your enemies, then you are your own enemy, brothers and sisters. And America is going down. It's going to be engulfed in flames, and it's not ever to be a nation again. This place is going down. So anybody attached to this reality, anybody that's keep trying to convince you to push Master's vision, anybody that's not trying to tell you about the covenant, anybody that's not trying to prepare you for the abomination of desolation, which is the war that's going to break out in heaven, meaning the Middle East, Iran and false Israel, the imminent war with Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels, that's going to send shock waves through the planet when false Israel is destroyed and removed, which is an abomination in the scriptures, because that's not supposed to happen. When God put his people in the land, they were never to be uprooted, which is an indication that they're not who they claim to be, and they're going to be exposed as Satan. And that means that America was assisted. America was the one who put them in that position, meaning they created Satan, and they are sick, twisted, wicked devils who were cursing the blessed people. And it said, blessed those who will bless the blessed, and cursed those who curse the blessed. And they know that they've been cursing us for 466 years. So that's going to indicate that that's going to give them the indication, and that's going to send explosions through their mind, because they can't let that idea spread through the planet. So they going to jump to action and try to eliminate, and this is what's going to cause the attack of all blacks, and it's going to trigger Armageddon, which Armageddon is a European war. So it's going to be, you know how they say black on black crime? Well, the war of Armageddon is a European war. It means Caucasian versus Caucasians. That's what that war is all about. So anybody that got their opinions about it, y'all wrong, because you know nothing about what you're saying, and you're not following the Lamb, which is Master Suleiman, who has unsealed and broken these 7 seals, and you don't have any proof of what you're saying, which means you're making up your own interpretation, which means if you're not with this message, that means you're against the message, when it means if you're against this message, then you're against Allah and his will. So that's just what it is, brothers and sisters. I'm just laying it out there. So you don't want to be here when America goes down and is invaded by China and India and Russia. You don't want to be here to be murdered and have to be in captivity, and you already suffered a great deal, brothers and sisters. What I'm offering you is a free gift, and I'm charging you nothing for it. No arms, no legs, no nothing. You can have it. It's your information. It's all yours. And I just want you to have this good, clean water. Everybody else charging you for dirty water. They charging you for stuff that's making you sick and ill and causing you and disconnecting you from reality. They charging you for falsehood and belief matrices, and they charging you for stuff that don't make sense, illogical things. I'm giving you reasoning and logic for free. I'm giving you this as a free gift because it's yours. You already worked so hard for it. You the one that paved the road for this. This is yours, brothers and sisters. You earned this. This is your paycheck. You worked so hard. Just come get your paycheck. It's yours. These swindlers and thieves and connivers, they want your paycheck, but your name's the one that's on it, not the one that they gave you, they branded you with, that you so proud, Mr. Brown and Mr. Runkerbump and Armstrong and Wilson, and that's not your true last name, brothers and sisters. Those are slavery names. That is the last name that your last plantation slave master, that's his last name. That was the last name from the last plantation you was on, from your slave master. So when you switch slave masters, you switch last names. No, brothers and sisters, we have our own names, and you're going to get your original name back. We're going to give you a beautiful name and a strong name. Our names. We're going to name you with you're going to name yourself. You might be given a lot of names where we from, because you live up to the expectation of your name. So throughout your lifetime, your name will always change. We're not bound by anything. We just move forward in time and creating time, transferring energy from one form to another. That's time. Not the time on your hand, not the time on your watch. That's a measurement of time, because if time stops, that doesn't stop time. So we transfer energy from one form to another. We are time travelers, brothers and sisters. You are much greater than you know, brothers and sisters. You are the true seed of Abraham, brothers and sisters. You are the lost tribe of Shabazz, brothers and sisters. You are the tribe of Judah, brothers and sisters. You are the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, brothers and sisters. Gods of the universe, brothers and sisters. You are the DNA atom of life that had no beginning nor end. You were the first thing here that never has that. See, that's why they try to confuse it with the beginning. There was no beginning. There was no beginning nor end. We were here with the planet and the universe, and nothing else was here. So from that one being that we were, made from intense pressure, which was fire. That's what the cream of the planet Earth means, meaning that we were in the center and we rise to the top. So from the center we rise to the top from intense. We self-create ourselves from intense pressure, which is fire. And we were fierce beings, and from that one being came all life, meaning that the heavens used to be in the atmosphere of the earth, and we expanded it out and created other life, brothers and sisters. We created everything you see. We created all these people, all these nations of people and things and plants and sun and moon and stars and constellations, galaxies, all of it, brothers and sisters. Don't let these people tell you nothing, because you have the ability to comprehend all, because we are Allah. And from Allah, all must return. So we were the first, and they are the last. And the last shall be the first to go, and the first shall be the last. But we started everything, so we always be here. They can't get rid of us. You can't destroy energy. You can't create it or destroy it. You can only give it form. So don't let these people tell you nothing, brothers and sisters. You are great. You are the Asiatic black man. You are greater than what they tell you, brothers and sisters. And it's time to go home. So with that being said, thank you for listening to me, brothers and sisters. I appreciate it. I'll be coming back to giving you more. Thank you again. Assalamu alaikum.